welcome back to the 1902 farmhouse renovation project. It's been a couple days since the last update, and we've got a lot of the kitchen tore out now. Tore out this peninsula. See, the old floorboards was painted green, and there's actually, I think, 3 layers of linoleum on top of this layer, and this is on top of another layer. I remember this this floor in here when I was a kid, early on. I mean, it had to be in the 70s. And then I think she's had 3 other floors. This is the latest one, was put in probably less than 10 years ago. And then over here in the corner we found some bad spots. This was covered up with plywood. Went ahead and tore that up just to see what we had. I don't know what's caused that big hole in the floor, but of course all this will get recovered with plywood. Found a few rats' beds. One was right in here and one was right there up on that peninsula. Actually, I'm wrong. The other one's right here under this bar. Alright, so my dumpster is officially full. I called to get a new dumpster delivered, and it'll be tomorrow, so I'm not going to even start on this wall. Still got to take down these upper cabinets here and here, but right now all my junks is here. This is going to allow me, at least at this point, to get this exterior wall uncovered, and that's good enough for right now. As you can see, everything else is just piled up. But I will get to the rest of this paneling, hopefully when I get this garage closed in, if not before. So the other day I started to film putting this shower in, but I never did actually get to it. So I'm gonna bring y'all along while I try to figure out if I've got the hole in the right spot. It may have to be bigger. I'm not sure. This drain's pretty big, so I'm pretty sure it will have to be bigger. So let me just do a little testing right here, and then I'll show you a little bit how to put these drains together. There's some excellent videos on YouTube on how to install these OD drains, but I'll just show you right quick. Alright, so this drain right here, the bottom of it is actually going to go through the hole. So this hole is not big enough for this drain. So we need one big enough to fit this drain in, which is actually probably, I'm not sure if that other would be big enough, but we're basically going to need this hole cut out. So I'm going to get my little jigsaw and we're going to cut this hole out right quick. Little fat boy, get down here. Alright, so I got a little Ryobi jigsaw. This is the brushless one. Well, I like this thing. I'm seeing some sparks. I don't know why. They ain't no I don't think there's any nails here. Another thing I noticed is my blade being sideways. So everything is going sideways in there. Now I'm gonna find my hickey, see if it'll fit. Alright, so this is gonna be right on the floor. So this has got to be able to go through. So that hole I just cut ain't gonna be near big enough. So let me go find a pencil and let's redo this hole here. So I've got a couple of hole saws that actually may work with this. So I'm gonna go grab one of them up and see what I can find. Alright, so my 4-inch hole saw is a little bit big. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and do what I'm doing. And I'm just gonna trace this out. It's better to be snug than it is too big. So you can see it don't like much, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut outside this line here a little bit bigger, and also my blade is bent. It's worn too. I don't know why it bent like that. It's bent. Alright. That will almost go. I got a few little pieces right here. It's tight. Right in here. Sure. Right in here for sure. Alright. It's good. No issues. No problem. As long as it's centered, I won't have no issues. Right. Now, I'll need to clean up my mess before we go much further. So on these OD drains, it's a two-piece deal. You got a base and you got a top with the strainer. Now this one, it will come off. It's just pressed on with these little pieces that's turned down. Some of them are screwed on, but I think I'm just going to leave it. It also will come with a rubber washer and a fiber washer. Now how these goes on is, first we'll want to use either some silicone or plumber's putty here on this top part, and then once we stick that on, we'll go in with the rubber and the fiber like that, and then the bottom piece. So I'm gonna get me some plumber's putty made up. I like the plumber's putty better than the silicone, and we'll go ahead and get this installed. Plumber's putty, I like this OD brand. I've had this actually on my shelf for I don't know how many years. It hadn't been used much, and it's still as soft as it is the day you buy it. Now I did find some from Ace that I had down at the barn, and it was dry and cracked. So I don't recommend any Ace plumber's putty. So you know, when we was kids, we played with Play-Doh. If you ever had Play-Doh as a kid, it's basically what it feels like, and you're just gonna roll it out about 1/4 inch bead, and you can roll it on the floor like you're rolling bread. You only need 1/4 inch. It ain't gonna take that much, and then we're going to go around the perimeter on the inside with it. So you just need long enough to go around the perimeter and tie it back together. Now when you tighten this up, it's going to squeeze most of it back out, so don't worry about that. That's what we want. We just want it to fill the gap. Alright, so I'm going to stick this on the bottom rather, of the shower, which y'all can't see. Alright, so I've got the shower drain pressed into the bottom of the shower. Now the first thing we're going to put on is the rubber gasket, and then we're going to put on this fiber gasket. Make sure it's wiped down, you don't want any sawdust on it. And then we're going to screw on this base. You may have to hold stick something in here to hold. It really would be beneficial to have one of those tools, but I'm afraid the way this one's made, that tool will just end up tearing the cover off. So I think I'm just going to have to hold it by hand and go here somehow or another on the front, or hold it with, I don't really want to hold what I need to hold. Or we're just going to tighten it up. I think at some point it's going to tighten itself and it's going to quit turning, so I think maybe I've got it there. We're going to tighten it by hand. Get it turned a little bit. It ain't got to be, you ain't got to go all hot with it. As long as it's snug. You got a seal on the front, on the inside, and you got this rubber gasket sealed here. It shouldn't leak. Alright, that's pretty much hand tight. I can do a little more halt to it. Alright, that's good enough. Alright, let's start to turn again. The reason I stopped, but I see some putty pushing out on the inside. So take a look at the inside. You can start seeing the putty come out around it. And if you put too much, it just makes it harder to get it in there. And what we'll do is we'll just take something and clean that off. It don't stain it. So now I'm going to find something to clean this floor up, and we'll be right back. Alright, so I've got the floor vacuumed up. Now I'm putting on this black felt on the bottom. And I'm just trying to see. Basically, it don't cover the entire bottom. So I'm not going to worry too much about where it goes to. But what I want to do is I'm going to try to mark it where the hole is. Alright, and this will be the top. So it's a lot easier to put it on the floor and cut it out. So I got the top here. And try to get it where it needs to be. Got the hole here, so this thing got to scoot up some. This ain't going to be very accurate, but I guess it's been more accurate if I went ahead and cut it while that looks close enough. If I cut it before I put that drain in, it might be better. I don't think it really won't matter. I'm not even sure what good it is. Somebody knows, tell me. Well, it's not easy to cut. This is a dull knife too. Then you're using this knife to cut sheetrock, so it's pretty dull. So, alright, that's good enough. Try to clean it off as best we can. I don't think it's really going to matter. Center it the best we can. Alright, let's see. The moment of truth is if this thing will fit in this hole here. So tricky part. Slide it all up against the wall. Come back. Can you see the hole? I can't see. I need a flashlight. That dark felt, it's hard to see. I see the hole. I got to go forward a whole lot. I didn't have to go forward a whole lot, but I did have to go forward. There's something. Something ain't quite working right here. Should have a lot of play on this thing. I think it'll go good now. Almost don't feel like it's going all the way to this wall. It's close enough to that wall, but something ain't right with it. definitely not, the hole is definitely not big enough, that's for sure. Alright, so we got to go bigger. I didn't really want a big old hole to have to fill in with foam or whatever. Now we got to figure out how we're going to get this thing up because it's stuck in the hole. We got her up. I'm already sweating. Jeez. This is what I'm talking about. Working on these old houses just makes you sweat. It's hot. It's humid. It's hot and humid. Alright, so I don't know why we have an issue with this, but apparently I'm going to have to cut it out big enough. I think I've got to cut it out big enough to clear this outer rim right here, which would have been really nice to know ahead of time. If that's the case, then I could use, I've got a 4.5 inch hole saw here somewhere that I could use. And I've also got this thing here that I could use. Let's see what this looks like. So this is a 4.5 inch. 4.5 inch would be, I don't think it's big enough. It ain't big enough. Jeez. How big does the hole need to be? 4.5 inch ain't gonna get it. Well, it would have been nice to be able to stick that over that hole. Well, I think I may end up doing that anyway. And we'll see what it looks like after that. Alright, another thing, I hadn't mentioned the fact that I about burnt my daggum drill the other day. So look at that. I was up in the attic drilling a hole for these LED lights, and the daggum throttle stuck in, and it yanked out of my hands and went to self-rilling on it. You know, pretty much just caught up in the chuck and choked it out. Pretty much burnt this one. I'm gonna try to dig it out because this will still make a good paddle drill, but it ain't. I would never use it again to drill any holes in the ceiling. Now I got to find my bit. There it is. So here's my 4.5 inch. Got a 4 inch here. 4 inch, it wasn't big enough. Wasn't big enough for those LEDs, so I had to buy a bigger one. And I also got a new drill, a Makita. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna set up and I'm just gonna drill down through there with this and see if that'll solve our issue. Alright, so I'm gonna show y'all the aggravating side of doing stuff that these other YouTube videos don't show you. You just assume that you can throw that thing down and trace the hole out and be done with it. But it ain't that simple. What I'm using is a homemade base. I took this 4.5 inch hole saw and I cut a hole out of this 2x6 where I can use it as a stabilizer because there's no centerpiece for this drill bit to go in. So I'm just going to use it just like that. Got my new Makita. It's the first time I've used it. We'll see how it goes. Got it going forward. It works. This one's got a handle here. The other one didn't have it here. I don't like that. That's great for a mixer, but this is what you need for a drill. What happened? Another thing I'll never tell you on these hole saws, these damn teeth will get clogged up with sawdust. You also don't want your finger near the trigger when you're doing this. Alright, so sometimes you just have to stop and clean out the teeth or just sit there and do nothing. see how that thing grabbed me. If you don't have this on here and you're just holding it like this, it's going to snatch your wrist and it's going to really hurt. So make sure you get a drill with a side handle. I'd rather even have it here, but this is good enough to use big hole saws. You got to have it. That's my safety tip for the day. Alright, we'll get this off. Oh, and wear safety glasses. That ain't that pretty. I'm gonna just stick this in here right here without this felt. Just to see if it'll fit. And then I'll clean up the floor again. So we got to go bigger. By the way, this is the first shower I've ever tried to install, so bear with me. I'm sure if you've ever installed one, then you know that you've got to have, your hole bigger than this outside edge. So what I'm going to do now is get me a measurement, try to estimate it. I know it's over 4.5. It looks almost like 4 3/4. What I could do, well, I know it's 4.5 because they tell me it's 4.5 on the box that thing come in. But obviously it's bigger. Well, it don't tell you on this, but I'm pretty sure somewhere it tells you 4.5 inches. And I could take this off and measure this way, but I ain't gonna do it. I'm gonna just go 4 3/4, make daggum sure that we are where we need to be. So I'm gonna make some marks. So it looks like I need to go about 1/4 inch all the way around. So I'm just about eyeball 1/4 inch. I'm just gonna make a few little marks around here. About 1/4 inch. If it's a little bigger, I don't guess it's gonna really matter. Probably gonna be a little bigger anyway. Alright, now I'm gonna take my jigsaw, or I'll tell you what we can do, since we know that this don't go but just so deep. It's really not going to go past this. It's not really going to go past the depth of this plywood. What you can do is you can take your jigsaw and put a little bevel on it. Somehow or another. There it is. Put your little bevel on that jigsaw blade. And now when you cut, you're cutting at an angle all the way around. I think that'll work out even better. So I basically beveled it down into this. Now we're gonna try her again. And then I'll clean the floor if that works. Man, I'm about to break that something slab off that time. Alright. Yeah, that's better, except for I pretty much destroyed that corner right there. It was already broken. But that did the job. Now we got to put this stuff back on here. And I'm hoping I can just caulk that joint. Alright, first I'm gonna go ahead and vacuum this out again, and I'll bring you back. Okay, I went ahead and laid this back down here, of course, and I just cut a few little slots in it so it would fold down amongst itself. She is in. You said only amount of damage there, but it's probably gonna leak. It's also probably gonna have to definitely seal that area. But it's a little bit off this wall right here. This wall and this wall ain't quite square. It's not bad off, but it's a little bit off. So we'll have to make sure to build this wall that goes back behind here, you know, very perpendicular to this wall. So now we've got some little clips that they supplied. These little plastic clips that basically go down and get them tore off. And I'm assuming they go behind. Let me zoom you in, I'll show you where I'm going to put them. So now normally I would like to have another 2x right here on the edge. But what I'm going to do is, see how it's got this little hook, as you go behind there with that hook and just screw it down. Everywhere you got a stud, you can go ahead and screw it down. Over here on this side, since I'm just really screwing in the wood anyway, it really don't matter. But there's enough to go around it pretty well. I'll give you plenty of them, and that's what we'll do, just go around. Go ahead and secure. I'll tell you what I'm probably going to do is over here on this right here, I may go ahead and put a filler piece in where I have a good secure there, because it's broke on the corner. So I may go ahead and do that. It ain't got to be nothing fancy, just a piece of 2x4 there to screw something down to, and then we'll get started on our wall. Well, my wife showed up and we went ahead and got this wall built. So 10 foot, I got two 2x4s on the end, mainly because if you ever want to mount a door, a glass door, I really probably want to put another one over here on this 2x6, at least another 2x4, which wouldn't be too hard to run. We'll take this off and just run it up to right in here somewhere, up above the top of the wall. And I don't have the walls up, so I got to get my pegs run. I got to drill me some holes for my pegs. I did put in some blocking. I got clips on. I blocked this here. Went ahead and put 2 clips on here, one there and one there. It's pretty sturdy. And what we're going to do here in this little cubby is I'm going to close it in about right in here. There'll be a wall here, and there'll be a wall ceiling up here, and that'll just be like a few shelves there for towels and stuff like that, maybe some toilet paper or whatever, but just something to make it just reach in. There won't be any door on it. It'll just be all closed in with sheetrock. That'd be kind of fun to finish it on the inside in there, but we'll do what we can. It may just be caulked. So anyway, that is installing the shower part, really part one. So maybe I'll add on to this one, or we'll just have part one and part two. We'll see. Thanks for watching. All right, everybody, it is several days later, and I had to wait on some parts to come in. I ordered from Amazon. This is the shower I went with. This is cheap Delta foundation shower. And basically, when you get it, pull it out, it's going to have this mud guard, and it's going to have four places for water to go. Now this valve is the same valve they use if you had a tub with a spout on it. So basically at this point you would need to find out, on the front it says shower, down here it says tub. We don't want the tub, so we're going to close this one off. This one, if you notice, it's got two holes, but the rest of them only have one. So the one with two holes you don't need. So I've already put the thread seal on here, and they supply you with this. Don't know why they don't just give you a valve that don't have that on there already, but I guess they just want to be cheap about it. So we'll go ahead and hope this little wrench is big enough. I don't think it is. We'll just go get a bigger wrench. These are the ones I had to order. These are half MPT to half PEX, and that's what it took several days to get those off Amazon. But I ordered a bunch of stuff with it, different style fittings. Let me go get a bigger wrench. So I just realized when I got back, these actually have washers in them, so I guess they're designed to use with washers. Now on the one going to the shower head, you could, I suppose, go with a 3/4 inch, but all these are halves. I don't need that one, but I did have to I ordered a pack which came with 4. I only needed 3 for this deal. But they do have these washers, so we'll go ahead and use those. And I'm going to leave the thread seal on there. It may not require it with the washers, I don't know. We'll just get the washers stuck down in here. Hopefully you can see. Just like a washer on a garden hose, I suppose. Get them seated in there. They're very soft washers, like a neoprene. Then we're going to get these put on our other 3. We'll get that one tightened up. So I didn't put a terrible amount of thread seal on here anyway, so there'll just be extra insurance. One more for that one. So if you're going with PEX, remember you're going to have extra, all these fittings. That's what usually costs so much with a PEX system. The pipes are fairly cheap. So all the fittings. And of course you got to have elbows as well, because PEX will only bend so far without needing a 90. Now we'll just tighten these up, snug them up. Careful not to over tighten them, don't break nothing. No, I just broke that. That's designed to break off. If you was doing if you was doing a tile job, you would leave this in and break that off. But we're not doing a tile job, so I'm going to explain this mud guard here in a minute, but then we'll take it off. Some of these are going to be fairly difficult to tighten up with this guard on here, so I may go ahead and take this bracket off of it, not the guard, the bracket. Remember, because you won't be able to see if this thing's leaking after the thing's installed. Now this is just held on with two Phillips heads, two back here. And so what we want to do, let me grab a tape here. So this basically, this goes flush with the wall, or in our case we're using a plastic wall, so we want it flush with the plastic on the wall. And if we look here, it's about 2 3/4 of an inch from this mount to the face. So 2 3/4. Now we'll have to look on our wall, because our wall is not flat, or plastic is not flat, or fiberglass, whatever it is. It's not going to be flat. It's probably going to be indented. We need to make up the difference here. If it's 2 inches, then we need to recess this valve in the wall 3/4 of an inch. So 2 3/4 is what we need for this to be good. Now, of course, we wouldn't cut this big a hole in our plastic. We just need a small hole. So I ain't got nothing to cut that big no way. But it says right here, finished wall flush with this face. So, but of course, you leave this on here if you're doing a tile job. Take it off if you're not. I'm gonna go grab a Phillips head. We'll get that off. We'll go ahead and take this mud guard off. That's gonna leave us with our valve, and then we're gonna take this bracket off for the time being. We'll be putting this bracket back on. So this is the mounting bracket. But to give us some room to get to our valves, we need it off. Remember, these do have washers in them and Teflon tape, so I'm not going to be going crazy with get them just good and snug. I don't want to damage the washer. Okay. Alright. So it's going to mount to the wall with these two brackets. This is going to go to the shower head. This will be cold, this will be hot. We're going to come in here with some PEX. A little thing of PEX about this big. We're going to run it about that much on it. Alright, so let me go grab the PEX and some bands, and I'll show you how that's installed. Alright, so got rings. I'm using steel rings. They got them in copper or whatever, but I decided to use a steel. I'm also using color-coded PEX. So blue's cold, red's hot. So basically what we're going to do is we'll stick it on, we'll throw a ring on. Alright, and I've got this tool here that basically is 1/2 or 3/4. We'll stick it in the tool, and it's hard to try to get in the camera shot here. Try to get this. Take your time, line it up like you want it. Alright, and then it's just a compression, fit, boom, turn it loose, bang. And we'll check it. It comes, this tool is from iWis, whatever you want to call it. It comes with this handy little checker tool. And so basically what you want to do is put it on here and make sure it fits on it, because if it don't, like it won't fit on a regular one that ain't compressed. So it's got little marks on here, and that mark should be center line. All right, that tells you you're good. Go ahead and do the terrible job of cutting that. Maybe they did a terrible job cutting it. I'm gonna go get my cutter. All right, so I would recommend getting a set of PEX cutters. Now, I think this is the factory cut. No way you can tell, but it is boogered up. That cutter cuts it off nice and smooth. You don't want some boogered up cut. That actually comes with this pipe. I bought all this stuff, basically come from Amazon except for this valve. It comes from Home Depot, but most everything else comes from Amazon as far as the PEX. Then we'll do the same thing with the blue. Get her some elbow, stick her hickey on here. Put it in the crimper tool. Crimp it. Check it. It's good to go. Alright. And remember now, we got to make sure we're on the right side. Cold. Put our band on. This is cold. Check it. I'm gonna put our hot one on. No, y'all, I'm probably all out of the shot here. Sorry about that if I am. Good. Check it. Good. Alright. Now this one's pretty much ready to mount. We've got our hot and cold coming up. Now we'll go in here and look to see where we're going to mount it at. Alright, so the first thing I realized after I installed this tub was I didn't give any thought to installing this tub when I built this wall, because that stud, this one right here, is almost dead center of this tub. So I should have moved that stud over another couple of feet. Well, not a couple of feet, but I should have moved it over enough that I could install my valve between these two studs. Let me go check and see what the recess looks like on this piece here. I know 2 3/4 is what I need. Alright, so here I believe is going to be our 2 back walls. It just says shower end wall. Should be 2 of them. Hope they ain't broke. This thing, even though I picked it up at Home Depot, it looks like it's been dropped a few times. Ooh-wee, got a bad spot there. That definitely got cracked. So, game over. Now I could have stood this, but it actually cracked it all the way into the wall. So I'll have to return this and see if I can get another one or something. I may not want to take it back. If I don't, I may just put a damn tub in and be done with it. So I'm going to end this video here, but I'm going to show you if we were using this as a back wall. And it's even busted here too. Oh man, it's cracked all up through here. It looks like the forklift just plowed into it, you know, and people don't care. But this is what you got to figure out, how much indentation you got here. And that looks almost like 1.5 inches to me. So once you figure out that, We'll see what it is. Oh, 1 3/4 inches. Let's see. Alright, so that means I would need to move the valve back another inch into the wall to make it even with the face of this. So, but it's no good. It's no good. Can't buy nothing fiberglass from none of these places without some yahoo dropping it off the truck. Alright, so, well, after discussing it with my wife, I think we're not even going to bother sending this back to Home Depot, even though it was $500 for this shower. I don't think they would take it back because we threw the box away for the base. The base was cracked. I should have took it back when I seen that base was cracked. But what I'm thinking of doing now is going ahead and just tiling it. Just save the base. See over in that corner, it's cracked, but it ain't cracked all the way through. I think that can be siliconed where it won't leak. We will put some, I'll probably just use some green board, to be honest with you, but I may go ahead and use cement board. There's no need to because I'm gonna red guard it and waterproof it, but we'll just use this base and we'll tile it and keep going because I just ain't got time to wait and get another whole shower, and then what if it comes in busted? Then what you gonna do? Wait another month to get another one? No. So that's the plan. I'm gonna go back in here and put this mud guard back on my valve so I don't lose it. And so stay tuned. We're gonna be tiling the shower. Thanks for watching.